joining us today on Shoot of the Series. I'm Ed Thorell from Firearms Education and Training, and today we've got a special event. Today we're at the Ben Clark Training Center at the range, and we're going to be going through the process of what we have to do to go through the live fire in order to qualify for a concealed weapons permit. I'm also here with my good friend Josh Adams, who's going to field some questions, clarify the answers, and take us through the steps. You ready for this?
I'm ready, Ed. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. Could you talk briefly about the required CCW course and what it all covers?
I sure can, Ed. Let me preface first, before I answer that question, that California state law requires all new CCW holders to have a minimum of 8 hours of training. Okay. Generally, training courses cover state laws, liability, firearm storage and maintenance, situational awareness, and a qualification with a firearm an applicant wishes to carry on their CCW permit.
That's awesome. How about the administrative process? We covered a lot of paperwork when we were at the office regarding applications, but what are we going to be going through prior to the actual live fire?
Well, the administrative process includes firearm inspections by our range staff and a qualification sheet for those firearms a CCW applicant wishes to carry on their permit. CCW applicants are evaluated for firearm safety. And let me remind our viewers of 4 basic safety basics. Number 1, treat all firearms as if they are loaded, even after you have ensured they are unloaded. Number 2, keep the firearm pointed in the safest possible direction at all times. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And 4, know your target, its surroundings, and beyond. And then one last thing that's coming to mind, Ed, that I'd like to remind our viewers is that please ensure that they bring at least enough ammunition to qualify twice with the gun that they want to carry on their permit.
Yeah, don't want to get caught short. Plenty of times I go to the range and there's that one thing I forgot. So maybe you could take a couple minutes and tell us about how firearms should be transported and stored on the day of qualifications.
Sure. So firearms should be transported in accordance with state law, generally in a locked box or trunk with the ammunition separated from the firearm. When the CCW applicants arrive at the range, or even if you're here to renew your permit, you should leave those firearms in a lockbox or in the trunk of your car until directed to retrieve those firearms by the range staff.
How about holsters and gear? What should a CCW applicant bring with them for the qualification process?
Well, as it relates to holsters, any holster that has some type of retentions will work. We don't recommend any holster where it is difficult to draw the firearm from a holster position. However, and I want to stress this, most importantly, our CCW applicants and our CCW holders should be buying firearms or firearm holsters that are manufactured for that particular firearm that they wish to carry on their permit. I can't stress that enough. Yeah,
I try to stay away from the one-size-fit-all because they're just not safe. Yeah. They're just not safe. Now, how about holsters like cross-draw or shoulder holsters?
Yeah, cross-draw and shoulder holsters are not authorized to carry on our range.
Okay.
Therefore, you cannot use those holsters to qualify with.
Okay, simply something you'd wear on your waist belt and probably be drawing from your strong side position.
That's correct.
Okay, that's good to know. Let's talk a little bit about the clothing. Is there any type of clothing that is not allowed for qualification day?
Well, let me start off with what's allowed, and then I'll tell you what's not allowed. So we generally tell people that, hey, you need to wear appropriate range attire when you come to the range. So that can be ambiguous to some folks. So what does that mean? And I'll use you as an example. You know, you're wearing a shirt, you're wearing some nice cargo pants that are loose fitting, and it's comfortable on the range. Even if somebody was to come out here and wear a nice pair of slacks, we've seen that. Business attire, for lack of a better term, we've seen Levi's. But the bottom line here is a shirt and pants. What's not allowed are shorts or open-toe shoes. Those are not authorized on the range. And if you show up wearing shorts or open-toe shoes, you will not be allowed to qualify on our range.
Yeah, there's nothing worse about hot brass hitting your toes.
Yep. But I also want to remind our viewers that when they arrive here at the range, they should bring hearing and eye protection. But don't worry about ballistic vests. Those things can get kind of expensive, and we do have a surplus of those here at the Ben Clark Training Center that we can loan a CCW applicant or an existing holder that wishes to qualify here.
Sweet. And probably water and sunscreen would be a good idea.
That's correct.
Outstanding. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the course of fire and also the round count.
Okay, so the course of fire is the same for two types of qualifications, which I'm going to cover here in a moment. The first round count is 18 rounds fired down range. Okay, and it's divided into three parts. So an applicant, when they get on the range, they will go up to the 15-yard line and they will fire 6 rounds from that position. They will move up to the 10-yard line, fire an additional 6 rounds for 12 rounds total at that point, and then they will move up to the 7-yard line and shoot their last 6 rounds for a total 18. We have a second course of fire for those folks who wish to carry a 5-shot revolver. The course of fire at the 15, 10, and 7-yard line are the same. However, instead or in lieu of firing 18 shots, they'll fire 15 shots.
Yeah, well, you know, those little J-frame Smiths, they're still pretty popular with a lot of people, so that makes good sense.
Yes, and our CCW viewers or our CCW applicants or holders will be happy to know that these range qualifications are not timed.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing scarier than a new person working from the holster from a time.
Right.
Because most accidents happen at the holster, and that helps eliminate that extra little bit of danger. What type of target's used, and what's the criteria for a passing score?
So the current target that we use is a standardized NRA B27 silhouette target. And as you know from being a shooter, that is a very large target. Our CCW applicants or our existing holders must shoot anywhere inside that silhouette to achieve a passing score of 70%. So as long as 70% of their rounds that they're firing down range make it inside that silhouette, they will pass the qualification.
Okay, if they're all in the black, you're in good shape.
That's correct.
Outstanding, good to know. Is there anything we haven't covered that you want to go through?
Ed, I think we've covered all the CCW range basics, and I think it's time for you to qualify. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this.
Outstanding. We're here outdoors. We're at one of the outdoor shooting ranges, which they call a bay, here at the Ben Clark Training Center. And I'm joined by Deputy Sheriff Javier Mirando. And we're going through the process here. What do we do?
All right, sir. What I need you to do is go ahead and fill this out.
I'll do that.
Name, date, and then the weapons information, and I'll go ahead and do an inspection on your weapon.
I'll be right back. Looks safe to you?
Everything, yeah, it's very safe. Everything's filled out correctly?
Yes, it is, sir.
All right, what I need you to do is go ahead and get 3 mags, load them up 6 rounds per magazine, store them on your person, go ahead and send the slide forward on an empty chamber, holster up, and then we'll go qualify.
All right.
Okay, shooter, you have your eyes and you have your ears. Go ahead and remove the ears and listen to the instructions. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 evolutions. Okay, you're going to have 6 rounds at each evolution. We're going to shoot at the 15-yard line, we're going to shoot at the 10-yard line, and then we'll shoot at the 7-yard line. Okay. I ask that you be safe during the entire time. Keep the muzzle pointed downrange, your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Okay. What I want you to do is after you fire, you're going to fire 6 rounds. As soon as your slide goes out of battery or locks to the rear, what I want you to do is I want you to remove the magazine, send the slide forward, and holster an empty weapon. Okay. At any time, if you need to load a magazine, which you have 3, so you don't, I will give you that. I would have given you that opportunity to load it. All right. As soon as you're holstered and I see that it's safe, we'll move forward to the next evolution and we'll proceed. All right.
Okay.
Okay. You're firing at one target only. There are no headshots. If you want to go ahead and take a headshot, that's up to you. Everything center mass is what we're looking for. Again, you need 70% to pass. To start out, what we're going to do is we're going to say shooter. go ahead and come out to low ready. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to come out of your holster, come down to low ready. Shooter, load and make ready. You're going to grab your magazine, you're going to insert it to the magazine well. You're going to chamber around, and then you're going to stand by with your finger index on the slide of the weapon. Okay. Next command will be shooters up on target. So you will come up on target, actually aiming down range. And then you will hear the command of hit them. At that point, you're going to fire 6 rounds, slow fire at your own pace. Okay. It is not a timed event. Okay. So be as safe and as accurate as you can be. Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, that's pretty straightforward.
All right. Let's get this done.
Outstanding.
All right. Eyes and ears. All right, shooter, go ahead and come out to low ready. Shooter, go ahead and load and make ready. Okay, up on target. On the command to hit them, you will fire your 6 rounds. Shooter ready?
Ready.
Shooter stand by. Hit them. Okay, shooter, go ahead and remove the magazine. Store it on your person. Okay, the firearm is empty. Go ahead and send the slide forward and holster. Okay, line is holstered. Let's move up to the 10. Okay, go ahead and up to the edge of the concrete, please. Shooter, come out to low ready. Load and make ready. Shooter up on target. Shooter ready. Stand by. Hit him. Okay, shooter, go ahead and remove that magazine. Okay, the weapon is empty. Go ahead and send the slide forward and holster. Okay. Line is holstered. Go ahead and step up to the 7-yard line. All right, shooter, go ahead and come out to low ready. Load and make ready. All right, shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
All right, up on target. Stand by. Hit him. All right, shooter, remove the magazine. Remain out. Okay, go ahead and send the sights forward and holster. Stand by. I'll go grade your paper as soon as we're done. Once we're done, I'll give you a thumbs up. Okay?
Outstanding.
And the only thing I ask is that you pick up your brass and reface your targets once we score you.
I'm good with that.
Good shooting, good grouping. You passed.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Looks like I qualified. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of the staff at Riverside County Sheriff's Department, CCW Department, as well as the good folks out here at the Ben Clark Training Center. Javier Mirando, Josh Adams, good guys. Hey, the CCW program's not that tough. It's just a matter of actually making the effort and getting it done. For all of those that are our subscribers, thanks for subscribing, sending us your comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that little button and subscribe so you can catch all of our future videos. We got a lot of cool stuff planned. So you can check out all of our information down in the lower part having to do with all the social media. But I'm Ed Thorell from Firearms Education and Training. On behalf of Shoot of the Series, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.